Okay, hello, my name is NGreenleaf. I am a senior at Nelson County High School and in my fourth year of governor's school. For our senior project, I thought I wanted to do something related to sports because I've been an athlete all my life, but then I decided that I wanted to kind of widen my horizons and kind of go towards something that is an interest of mine, but not necessarily something that I do every day. So I would like learn a little bit more about it. And for me, that was music. I first decided on this topic when my mom and I watched a movie about a woman with early onset Alzheimer's disease and how it affected her life and the methods that she used to improve her mental state throughout that time. And so I started looking into the medical center at UVA, and I contacted several neuropsychologists, and unfortunately none of them got back to me. And so I branched off of UVA, and I found, oh, okay, I found a place called the Colonnades, and they do music therapy there. It's something that they've practiced since 1981 when they first founded the Colonnades. Music therapy Music therapy is the use of music interventions to help improve mental and physical states. And my question for my project was, what effect does music therapy have on senior residents? And I was easily able to get that at the Colonnades since they've had music therapy, so I wasn't having to go into a new facility and introduce that. It was easy to go in and like just kind of shadow what they're already doing and see the effect that it has. When I first went to the Colonnades, the first email I sent to the activities coordinator, Joey Warren, it kind of sealed the deal. She was immediately very open to me, and she was like, yes, of course, when you can come in, I'd love to have you help us. And so I went in and we organized a schedule that revolved around there are like current activities, which were Mondays and Tuesdays. So I was able to come in both of those days from about 10 a.m. to 11:30, and that worked out very well because they didn't have to change their schedule, and I just they moved the time to earlier in the morning so I could get that done and then come back to school. The current activities that they have at the Colonnades that are involved in music therapy include sing-alongs, and they will invite professional musicians to come in and play music that residents will find intriguing and music that they have listened to in the past and popular songs. This is a cat that lives at the Colonnades. It's one of the 3 cats. It was in the room that I was in a lot, so I took a picture of it. The previous musicians that were involved, the first one is this man right here. He clearly plays the guitar. He was the first one that I got to see perform, and it was a lot of songs that the residents were able to like sing along with in a way. Some of them would hum along with it, and they would like tap their feet or clap their hands a little bit. The man in the bottom left corner, his name is Bill, and he has been playing piano since he was 7 years old, and I got the opportunity to talk to him after an hour-long session of him playing piano, and he is 93 right now, and he spends his time going to resident homes and senior living homes, and he plays piano for them, and he is incredible. And I asked him like how he did that, how he played for so long, and he was just like, it's my passion. So that was really cool. So after I shadowed the musicians that would come in, Joey helped set me up with this iPod music project, and it's sort of what my mom had asked me to do. She asked me to like get music together for her and like put it on her phone or something, and so she'd be able to have that wherever she went. And so this was really cool to do because it's literally the same thing. So we got music that was related to the residents' interests and like their favorite genres and everything. This lady, her name is Crystal. She loved like big band music and country music, like old country. And I would make a playlist on the computer in the living room, and we would put it on these little iPod shuffle things because I guess they were the easiest for the residents to use. They weren't as complex. So after the music was put on, the residents would have that throughout the day, and it could help them settle down if they were feeling like really stressed out or anything. And they were just able to listen to their favorite songs at any point during the day. I was able to get these little iPods to 8 residents, and we were able to set them up with that, and they'll have those until they don't want them anymore. And this was a project that Joey had been trying to do for a really long time, but she didn't have the time to do it. So when I came in, it made this a lot easier for her, and I was able to complete this project, and she, I guess, was very thankful for that. So the sing-alongs, these were mostly on Tuesdays. It would be the first half of my internship. I would come and sit along with these sing-alongs, and it would be the employees that already worked there. They had a CD player, and they would play the CDs, and the residents who were involved would have packets with the lyrics in it, and we would just try to keep the residents on the right page, like singing along with the music, try to encourage them to be involved, because some of them would not kind of want to sing along, but others were very, very involved, and they really liked it, and they would try to encourage the others to come along with them. So after I did that, Joey thought it would be a good idea to have me work one-on-one with one of the residents here. This is Ellen. She was a former piano teacher, and since I had played piano throughout my youth, Joey thought it would be a good idea for me to play one-on-one with her. So we would go into the family room, like this is where the cat is in that other picture. We would go into the family room where they had this piano. They had about 3 pianos in the entire facility, but this is the one we used the most. And I had to catch up a little bit on my piano playing because it was a little bit rusty. But I would bring in some books. I didn't have there, but I'd bring in like song books, and we would just play piano. Since she was a former teacher, she was able to just like, I don't know, listen along, and I feel like that brought back a lot of memories for her. And Ellen's state, when I first started working with her, was not great. She was nonverbal. She had a very difficult time communicating with others, and so she was able to like nod her head yes and like shake her head no, but the people there thought that she didn't really know what she was talking about when she would reply to answers. So when I started working with Ellen, she would kind of like clap her hands and like she would close her eyes and just kind of like feel the music. And eventually, after about 2 sessions working with Ellen, she started to pull herself up closer to the piano. And so I would move my bench over and let her sit right next to me. And at some point, I stopped playing and she began to play. And this was incredible because they hadn't seen her do this in a very, very long time. And she would be able to play the introduction to a song. She wasn't able to complete it. She got to the point where she was no longer able to remember it, and then she would kind of retreat back into herself. And after about the 3rd or 4th visit with Ellen, my mentor Joey came in, and we kind of asked Ellen questions, like hoping she'll respond. And so she asked Ellen, she was like, "How are you enjoying this? Do you like playing with her?" And Ellen looked up at me and she said, "Thank you very much." And it was probably one of the most incredible moments because that was the first time I had ever heard her talk. So it was something really, really cool to see. And throughout the rest of my internship, I continued to work with Ellen because everybody at the colonnades had noticed an improvement in her health, like her cognitive ability. She was more interactive with the residents, other residents, and employees. Sorry. She was more active in other activities that we did there, and that was really great to see that improvement. And that firsthand showed what music can have, like what impact it can have on your mind, because it was a drastic difference from when I first met Ellen to where we left off at the end. She was able to communicate more with people. She was able to like give short answers, which she wasn't doing before. And Joey contacted Ellen's daughter and told her that I'd been working with her, and she sent me an email thanking me. And she just really, really appreciated that I was taking my time to work with her mom. So that was really fun. And I hope I will continue to go see Ellen because it really improves her health, and it's something incredible to watch, like to see what impact this can have on her. So for my community service, I went back to the colonnades, and it kind of like jumped around from several ideas. And we were going to like conduct a concert of sorts, and it would be different musicians from around like the local area in Charlottesville and everything. And they would come in, and we'd have like a music afternoon, and the residents would be able to listen and become more involved in the music therapies that they have available. And so that is still going to happen, but it's going to happen after this project is technically over. So I went in to do my community service. I worked with a woman who had just been hired at the colonnades, and she had finished her training, and she just had a little bit left to do before she was technically qualified to work on her own. But they needed her to work one weekend. It happened to be the weekend that I was able to go. So I helped get her familiar with the activities and how the colonnade sort of does their schedule and everything. So it was really fun to watch her kind of become more comfortable with her surroundings. And this was the first day she had worked alone, and she's kind of doing what Joey does, which is like organizing the activities and make sure they happen. And so it was like after the 3 days that I worked with her, she became a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident working with the residents. And I tried to get her more like interested in the music therapy activities that they have, and she said she would definitely look into it after what I had said about my project. So this was my code of quality. Music is a therapy. It is a communication, far more powerful than words, far more immediate, far more efficient. And I found this when I first started looking into music therapy, and I thought it explains everything that I experienced so well. And so I'm glad I got the experience that I did, because it's not something that I was expecting, really. I didn't really expect to get this result out of it, but I'm so glad I did, because it was something that I'm going to remember forever, and it was really great to do. So, yeah. What's next for me? I will be attending James Madison University in the fall. My major right now is international business, but that could change. I have no idea exactly what I want to do. But yeah.
So if you're both during the bill, students
Okay.
who want to stay in the first month without having you ask your third block or want to stay. We have one more presentation that I'm going after that. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Wonderful, you're able to work with Ellen one-on-one. What is your one-on-one? It's just music, it's therapy, to change that.
Yeah, it was definitely like a two-way street. Like I helped her, and in a way she helped me. Because I didn't think I was gonna be this, like, I don't know, like involved in this project. Like I knew I would, but I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. And that is definitely thanks to Ellen, because that was an incredible thing to be a part of.
I have a question. Your anecdotal evidence about the benefits of music therapy on the well-being and even the improvement of seniors is very compelling. And I think we're all really hopeful that you'll be able to continue your relationship with Ellen. I would like to know, do you have any hard data that you collected during your research process about the cognitive benefits of music therapy?
Yes. When I first started kind of viewing the musicians that would come in, it would be a group of residents, and I would sit in with them, and I'd kind of be a part of it, like watching on to the musician playing. And I would take notes, and I had a notebook that I first brought in, and I took notes about everything I saw, whether it was just like the tapping of their feet, or like who would be humming along and more cognitively like active in that activity. So it was kind of cool to see like who would be involved and who like wasn't as much, but it could definitely show, because after a couple weeks of watching like residents be a part of these activities, you could see differences in their like participation levels in the activities. So I took notes on that. If
I'm also thinking in broader terms, like broader, more scientific studies.
Yeah.
What kinds of data did you encounter in your research process?
Well, personally, with my project, I didn't get like as much data as I would hoped. But in my research paper, I looked up different studies that were very, very closely related to mine, and it had more like numbers and data than my project did. But that is on my it's like throughout my research paper. It's other projects that I looked up that were very, very similar to mine, and people had similar results as I did with Ellen, and that's all throughout my research paper, which is on my website. So yeah. Yes.
What other types of therapeutic programs do pollinators offer?
They do a lot of physical stuff for the residents. They have a lot of like, it's like lifting weights, like little weights, and like they have the band things that you put on your feet. They also have a volleyball thing. Oh, okay. They have a volleyball thing. It's like a balloon and like a beach ball. They get pretty into it. It's like not even kidding, it's competition. They have like a little chalkboard on the side. They keep score. It's pretty intense, actually. And we also, me and the new hired girl who helped me with my community service, we invented a game with noodles, like pool noodles. We'd cut them in half, and we had a balloon, and everybody has to like keep the balloon afloat. And there was a man there named Bill, not the piano Bill, another Bill, and he played baseball at some point, so he would just whack the crap. It was insane. He got so into it, but it was really fun to see. So yeah, they have a lot of different things, and if you want me to, I can definitely like get you a list of what they do there, because it's like there's no end of it. Yeah. Any more? Okay, thank you.